A federal judge just did something that almost never happens in American history. He ordered the head of ICE, the entire agency, to appear personally in his courtroom or face contempt of court. And here's the part that's going to blow your mind. This judge, he's not some liberal activist. He's not an Obama appointee. He's not a Democrat. Judge Patrick Shields was appointed by George Bush. He clerked for Antonin Scalia, one of the most conservative Supreme Court justices in American history. And even he has had enough of Trump's lawless ICE operation. In his order, Judge Shields wrote, and I quote, "The court's patience is at an end." He accused ICE of violating not one, not two, but dozens of court orders in the just past of few weeks. Dozens. This is a Republican appointed judge saying the Trump administration is openly defying the rule of law. Let me read you exactly what Judge Shields wrote because this is extraordinary. He said, "This court has been extremely patient with respondents, even though respondents decided to send thousands of agents to Minnesota to detain aliens without making any provisions for dealing with the hundreds of habeas patients and other lawsuits that were sure to result." Did you catch that? The Trump administration sent thousands of agents to Minneapolis and didn't even plan for the inevitable legal challenges. They just assumed they could round people up and nobody would notice. Nobody would fight back. But here's what really got to the judge. He ordered ICE to give a man named Juan Tobe Robles, who's been living in the United States since 1999, when he was a child, either a bond hearing within 7 days or release him. That order came on January 14th. It is now January 28th. ICE never gave him a hearing, never released him, just ignored the court. And when the judge found out, he didn't just file another complaint, he ordered director Todd Lyons to appear in person in Minneapolis on Friday to explain himself. The judge wrote, the court acknowledged that ordering the head of federal agency to personally appear is an extraordinary step, but the extent of ICE's violation of court orders is likewise extraordinary. So who's this guy who's been ordered to face a judge? Todd Lyons is the acting director of ICE. He's been into job since March 2025, handpicked by Kristen Noem herself. And he was a very interesting philosophy about his job. In 2025, Lyons said, and I'm not making this up, he said, "We need to get better at treating this like a business, where this mass deportation operation is something like you would see and say, like Amazon trying to get your Prime delivery within 24 hours." Let that sink in. Man running ICE compared deporting human beings to delivering Amazon packages. He also authored a secret memorandum in 2025, May, that was later leaked by a whistleblower. That memo instructed ICE agents to administer warrants signed by ICE themselves, not judges, to enter private homes. Legal experts say this likely violates the Fourth Amendment, and now the same man is being ordered to explain to a federal judge why his agency can't follow basic court orders. Now, this contempt threat isn't happening in a vacuum. It comes just 2 days after federal agents shot and killed Alex Preddy, a 37-year-old ICU nurse at a VA hospital. Alex wasn't an undocumented immigrant, he was an American citizen. He was licensed to carry a concealed weapon. And video footage shows he was disarmed. His gun was still in his holster when an agent removed it before they shot him. The community note on Stephen Miller's tweet about this case said it plainly: gun never drawn, remained in holster until the agent removed it. Victim shot after disarm. Alex Preddy is the second American citizen killed by federal agents in Minneapolis this month. Renee Good, a 37-year-old mother of three, was killed on January 7th. And while these killings were happening, ICE also was ignoring dozens of court orders. Detainees who should have had bond hearings still locked up. Families ordered to stay in Minnesota flown to Texas in violation of court orders. People released in Texas after court orders told to figure out their own way home. Judge Shields wrote, the practical consequence of respondents' failure to comply has almost always been significant hardship to aliens, many of whom have lawfully lived and worked in the United States for years and done absolutely nothing wrong. And here's where it gets really interesting, because it's not just a Republican appointed judge who's had enough. Today, just hours ago, Republican Senator Thom Tillis was asked if he still has confidence in Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. His answer? No, not at all. I think she should go. He called her actions amateurish assistant manager sort of thought process and said they were unacceptable for someone in a cabinet position. And he wasn't alone. Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska said, we would be better served with new leadership. These are the first Republican senators to call for Noam's removal. Think about what that means. A Republican appointed judge threatening to hold ISIS director in contempt. Republican senators calling for Trump's DHS secretary to resign. This administration has gotten to so lawless, so reckless, so out of control that even members of their own party are saying enough is enough. So, what happens now? The judge gave ICE a choice: release Juan Toby Robles or Todd Lyons shows up in court on Friday. And guess what? They released him today. After 2 weeks of ignoring court orders, the threat of contempt worked. But here's the thing, this was just one case, there are hundreds more. And there's a second general strike being called for January 13th. That's this Friday. The first strike on January 23rd was the first general strike in America in 80 years. Tens of thousands of people marched in minus 20-degree weather. This time, the movement is spreading to 300 cities nationwide. And look, I know some of you are frustrated. Some of you are asking, why aren't Democrats doing more? I hear you. I've read your comments. But here's what I'll say about it. The courts are fighting back. The people are fighting back, basically. And now even some Republicans are starting to break. The system is cracking, the pressure is building, but it only works if we keep the pressure on.